episode of Dos and a Half Cincos. This is episode number 122. This week in our movie of the week, we covered The Black Phone. But before we get into it, as always, I'm your host, David.
I'm Stuart.
And I am Ben.
Why is Stu's waveform so wonky and strange?
What's wrong with his waveform? No, you're just judging him based on his waveform?
He's so far ahead of everybody else.
Well, I don't know. Maybe he's special. I don't know.
What are you talking about? My waveform looks fine on this side.
Okay. Well, as long as it seems fine on yours. Okay.
Are you waveform shaming him? Is that what you're doing, David?
No.
Green,
it's
green
2022,
waveform or
David.
blue waveform?
Hashtag waveforms matter. Lives matter.
Oh, actually, people will defriend other people if they have a blue bubble, green bubble. That kind of thing still happens, apparently.
Wow.
What the hell is a green bubble, blue? What?
If you're on iPhone and you have somebody that's not on iPhone and they text you, an SMS shows up as a green bubble, not a blue bubble.
Oh, wait. Can you text me, David?
So
I'm only I'm only green bubbles to you because I don't own an iPhone. Ben.
And welcome to Dos Cincos.
Stu also doesn't have one. You're the minority in this.
My
one.
work phone is a iPhone.
Stu,
welcome to Dos Cincos, where we talk about blue bubble stuff that only blue bubble people
Blue
care
bubble
about.
life. Got that
Not like
blue
those
bubble
inferior
energy.
green bubbles.
Actually, apparently, I was listening to. You guys know who MKBHD is?
Mm-hmm.
Marquise Brownlee.
Okay.
He did a video on that, and apparently there is a huge problem with I guess people's social circles. They'll oust people just because they won't text people anymore just because it looks weird on their phone. It's a green bubble versus a blue bubble, but whatever.
That can't be real.
It actually happens.
I think that is a pretty good indicator that our society is collapsing. What a stupid thing to
Either that or that's just a rich people problem.
Apparently, it's only in the U.S. Everywhere else on the planet, nobody knows what this problem is. They're like, "What are you guys talking about?" It's only here in the U.S. where there's a lot of iPhone users versus
that's a rich person problem. I'm telling you, that's
first world problems. All right. Outside of the movie of the week this week, Ben, what else did you see?
I started this new show called Players. Actually, do you all know
is that the one with The Rock?
Wait, no, that's Ballers. And also that's verbatim what Letty asked me. I asked her, "Do you want to watch Players?"
Oh, I love The Rock.
The first 2 seasons of Ballers was really good, and then it kind of fell off the.
Yeah, you mentioned that you watched it. No, so this is not
about Players. Is this a League of Legends thing?
It is. It actually is. It is like. Did you all watch The Last Dance?
Yes.
Oh my god, dude! Actually, this reminds me of the Drive to Survive on Netflix that they have, which is the F1 racing. They follow a bunch of F1 car drivers, and is that what this is?
This one's fictional.
Are they the Michael? Wait, Players is a fictional show.
Oh,
Players is based, following a fictional team.
In League of Legends, it's the synopsis goes: follows a League of Legends team looking to win its first championship after years. In order to make it to the top, their prodigy, a 17-year-old rookie, and their 27-year-old veteran must put aside their egos and work together.
This is what we
Dude,
have
this
now.
is not. This is. I know that this is a fictional story, but I think this got stolen from the actual international for Dota from 2016 or whatever.
Could be. Well, I don't know.
Because they had a 15-year-old guy, 15-year-old prodigy kid join Evil Geniuses, and the Evil Geniuses had one player who was almost 30, so he's ancient in esports age, and they ended up winning. I think his name was Fear, was the old guy's name. So, but is it interesting?
It's pretty funny, actually. I'll tell you that. It's well, the reason I started watching it was because these people also created the Netflix show American Vandal, if you all have seen that.
Oh.
So I was like, okay, I'll give it a chance. And it's definitely, I feel like they've really captured the essence of this documentary filmmaking style, this mockumentary stuff. There's just a lot of stuff going on in it that you wouldn't even think about really taking care of. Like, what is this person wearing and why? Who cares? It's a random day. They can wear whatever the fuck they want. You know, did we catch them while they were eating breakfast? Who cares? Let's just give them that costume or where the fuck it is and just interview them like that. And they have a lot of segments that go kind of back in time and capturing points in that era. And I feel like they did a good job of like de-aging the actors with just like makeup, or not makeup, just like wigs pretty much, and like a change of clothes. And it's like, oh, okay, I could totally believe that was like 6 years ago or whatever. But yeah, I gotta say it's really 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 funny. And as someone who doesn't know too much about MOBAs, like I know very like surface level knowledge of how MOBAs work. I think it does a good job of explaining everything that's going on during these matches. But yeah, it's pretty good. I highly recommend it.
So you're watching this on Paramount Plus now?
Yeah, Paramount Plus.
Ben's gonna be playing the MOBAs now pretty soon. He's gonna.
Yeah, I'm a jungler bot lane ADC carry.
Whoa, okay. All right, he's already got the lingo down. Hey, actually, speaking of Paramount Plus, over the weekend I saw Jerry and Marge Go Large.
Is that the Bryan Cranston one?
Cranston movie, yeah. Actually, it was pretty good.
That's funny.
It's honestly, it's Bryan Cranston Breaking Bad again, but no drugs.
You know, it's funny. I actually heard a lot of reviews about this, and they all kind of fall into the same bucket or same sentiment that it's the perfect movie for your dad.
Actually, it's for the family to kind of watch.
That's why David liked it.
I do. I really enjoy this story. It's actually he's a retired line manager for a cereal company, and he figures out a flaw in the lottery system and exploits it to make a lot of money. But that's if it's good for dads, then I will definitely confirm that is true.
Good for dads, good for David.
Yep, good for me.
Dad tested, David approved.
You kids, love it you. All right, Stu, what about you?
So I finally caught myself up on The Boys.
Oh. What a week to do it, dude.
Why?
Oh no, just there was a lot of disclaimers before they released this past episode here for HeroGasm.
Oh, wait, were they only doing one episode at a week or something?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, they released the first 3, and then they did a one once every week.
Oh, okay. But it's over now, right? Or season's over?
No.
Oh, so it's just okay. Just gotta wait till next week then.
Yeah.
Yes. Or when is it? When do they post episodes?
Friday. On Friday.
I was about to say, like, man, 6 episode season. That's kind of weak. That's kind of weak.
Yeah.
Well, Obi-Wan. Yeah. Well, it was 5, right, for Obi-Wan?
6.
6. Yeah, I know that they. I was looking on Twitter. I was like, season finale. Didn't they just launch this like a couple weeks ago? Didn't even realize it was going to be that short. I was planning on like, oh, maybe halfway through I'll get caught up if it gets good, but apparently it's over already.
Yeah, I gotta say, I don't know if we've talked about this yet or not, but I feel like Disney needs to pump the brakes on cranking out shows, and maybe spend a little more time on quality than in quantity.
I feel like specifically with Star Wars, just Star Wars in general, they need to figure their shit out. They need to put their shit in a bag and figure it out.
Ben, speaking of Star Wars, I got to ask you, with Taika pegged to direct and write the next one, like, is this a direction that you think will be more productive? I mean,
any direction at this point would be nice. Any kind. I don't care. You could go out on the street and just ask a random person to do something with Star Wars, and I'd be happy. Like, anything would be fucking better.
Original series on Jar Jar Binks.
I would be happy with that. I would actually be fucking happy with that. Than all the shit that we've been getting. This whole fucking stopgap bullshit of, oh look, it's fucking Boba Fett as a city fucking manager. Oh, here's fucking Obi-Wan, but he can't do shit because he's a geriatric. Oh, here's fucking 3 new Star Wars movies. What? You like the first one? Okay, we're gonna fuck up the next 2. All right. What else do you like? Oh, you want a new Star Wars game? Well, we canceled them all. Wait, what else do you like? What else do you like that's Star Wars related so we can eat it, shit it out, eat it, shit it out, eat it, shit it out, and then feed it to you?
We touched a nerve.
But so, I mean, Ben, what do you really think?
At least Fallen Order. I mean, that's a.
I'm actually kind of frustrated with that game too. I like some of the story, but some of the puzzles, I'm like, this kind of fucking sucks.
And no, the story part was
because you're bad at puzzles.
Hey, I know where the fucking star goes. It goes in the circle. Yeah, I don't know. I was a little frustrated when I first played it because when I picked it up like right when it came out, and the game was like just riddled with so many fucking bugs and shit.
Yeah.
Like I remember playing it, and I was like walking around on what was it, Dathomir, right? And I just fall to the floor. I was like, okay, well, I'm dead. All right, well, let's try that again. Maybe that was a fluke. No, I'm through the floor again, and I died again.
Then you launched your save game, and you ended up in Avengers for some reason.
Yeah. I mean, who has the most bugs, Avengers or Star Wars Fallen Order?
Well, I really couldn't complain because it was part of the Xbox Game Pass, so I was like, oh, this one's free. All right, I'll just play it for a couple hours.
Yeah, it's pretty fun though. I do like it. You know, aside all the Star Wars shit I give for it, you know, it is pretty fun, and it has, you know, a pretty good story right now. Some of the dialogue's like, but overall story is good. Now, the one thing I got shit, you know, the final straw that broke the camel's back for Star Wars. Let me tell you, you know, aside from this aimless nonsense that they've just been, you know, throwing at the wall. The final piece of shit that they decide to smear all over everything, then go out to your car and break open your window, leave that piece of shit in your car at like 100 degrees. You know,
gotta go through the sunroof.
He defecated through a sunroof.
Just smear it all into those tiny little holes in the upholstery, and so it just never gets out.
And put in your exhaust when you think you're safe. You start the car up, bam.
Your cabin filter.
The Chicago sunroof.
They decide to release a series of Star Wars anime shorts. That, oh my god. I watched one of them. I wanted to blow my brains out with the Force so fucking bad. It was like every fucking stupid anime trope you can think of packed into one episode. Did I want to see Boba Fett headbanging to some anime music? No, I didn't. But I did. And now I'm a lesser person because of it.
What about Boba Fett playing SimCity?
Is that a thing?
You know, that was a little better than watching that shit. You know, Boba Fett city manager saying that he's a crime lord. You know, like that was much better than that. You know,
did you file petition number C-85B? No. All right. Denied.
So I am looking forward to what Taika has in store for Star Wars, because at least there is some general direction that he wants to take.
Okay, so Ben, I'm gonna burst your bubble here because they're doing the press tour for Love and Thunder right now, and he was asked on air, "Where's the story going? And are you writing it?" He says, "Well, if you counted writing as me opening my laptop, staring at a blank page for 8 hours, and then closing it, then yes, I've been writing." So that's
perfect. That's even better than what Kathleen Kennedy's been doing for the past 10 years. Wonderful.
His interview with the Australian media was actually pretty great, because they started asking Chris Hemsworth about his future project and playing a potential villain in the Mad Max like prequel, and he started rambling, and then he goes, "Can I just use Taika's answer, because I'm not supposed to say all those things." So so that's I'll forward that over to you guys if you guys are interested. But I thought that was a great introduction to it. But he said he's excited, but he has no idea where he's going to go with it. So don't ask him about Star Wars, clearly.
Well, there's one concrete thing he said about his new movies and the future of Star Wars going forward. is that he is not going to be focusing on any pre-existing characters. I don't know how I feel about that, but like I said, anything would be fucking better than what they're fucking doing right now.
All right. Clearly, we touched a nerve, so we're just gonna
Yeah.
move over right now at this
Well,
point.
I want to go
Wait, go
back.
ahead, Stu.
Well, so originally, the thing I mentioned is somehow we went off on this tangent about Star Wars.
So, what do you mean somehow? Ben got a hold of it.
No, somehow because
Somehow Palpatine returned. Oh, fuck!
Stu, quick, hurry up! Say what you're saying.
somehow Obi-Wan doesn't know how to use the Force anymore.
Oh my god! What great storytelling! Oh my god!
Somehow Obi-Wan is constantly outsmarted and outwitted by a
Right.
10-year-old.
His metachlorine count. So
I thought
high.
I was watching someone. Just one last note on Obi-Wan. I watched. This isn't my thing, but I heard a pretty funny. This landed with me because someone was reviewing the whole series, and they basically were referring to Leia's character in the show as a 10-year-old who looks like a 7-year-old who runs like a 3-year-old. And I was like, yes, thank God I'm not the only one who thought that. Like, that was bad.
All right, Stu, what other thoughts did you have?
So I want to go back to the boys. So far I'm enjoying it as because it's the boys, Carl Urban and everything. One thing I'm not a fan of what they're doing. I don't remember if they were doing this in the first 2 seasons. I feel like they weren't, but I'm not a fan of like rolling in like contemporary like things that are happening in real life into the show. Not even just like just they're basically just copy and pasting like the current socio-political climate into the show, but also things like, oh look, there's TikTok and Instagram in the show. Nala, not now. Go away. I'm not a fan of that. I feel like it's lazy, and just I was enjoying this not having that stuff. But
Does it make it too real?
no, it's not anything about too real. It's just I find it to be kind of lazy.
Just to make it applicable or make it relatable. It's just like, hey, by the way, this universe is actually the same one you're currently in because we have TikTok.
Yeah, we're gonna take things from your the current stuff that's going on, and we're gonna smash it into the show. Not a fan of
Vladimir Zelensky. Can we get him
What?
in the show,
Who?
please?
I don't know who
his
that
name?
is. I don't know, but so yeah, I do see what you were saying about the over the topness. I don't know if if I needed to that the very first pretty much the
Oh
opening.
man, that was
season
great.
3. That was
Come on, we're going on an adventure. Come on,
Come
someone pile in.
just a quick
There's
boys
plenty of room in here. Come on, Stu, get in here.
a quick 20-minute boys adventure in and out. Although I gotta say, like, while it was like, oh god, I don't want to have to be seeing this. The payoff was pretty good.
Yeah, holy fuck. Oh my god.
That was pretty great.
With all that stuff about all the brand tie-ins and whatnot, there was one that did kind of get me was the Vada Mundo.
Vada. Yeah, that was pretty good.
And then Homelander just starts speaking in Spanish. It's just
Yeah. Or like there's like just there's like a lot of product placement in this season, or am I wrong?
But I think that's on purpose to show the commercialism of VOD in general.
I mean, that's a convenient way for them to work product placement into the story. Like, oh, we're totally not getting paid for this.
I mean, we got a Seth Rogen like cameo as himself.
well, he's the showrunner.
I know, but
I mean,
like, look, here's LaCroix. Did you see LaCroix? We're drinking LaCroix now. It's like,
wait, was it Shasta?
You want a White Claw? How about a White Claw?
Fresca.
Okay, 3 White Claws. Okay, guys, settle down.
Hey, do you guys want a White Claw? I'm feeling pretty thirsty.
Does it make you want to buy those brands again, Stu? Because Amazon could probably put those on your
it does the opposite.
wish list.
I kind of want a Brave Maeve bar.
I don't remember that one.
Dude, the energy drink for the A Train was pretty good. Sounded like pretty good.
I thought it was pretty fun. One thing I did think was pretty funny was how he was like trying to shoot this like commercial. That was like woke commercial for that energy drink, and it was like the same thing as that one Pepsi commercial.
Yes.
Yeah.
With, like,
There's a lot of like
completely deaf,
parroting
like,
of other people's stuff, like the Imagine.
yeah. I thought that was like pretty funny because it was. I thought it was like it's pretty similar to what A Train's character is doing. He's pretending to care about all these issues now that he's not like who he used to be.
Right.
So
my question would be, do you think this show would have been able to, or do you think they're pulling any punches because they're Amazon brand or Prime Video? Do you think that if it would have been different if it was on HBO?
I don't know.
Ben, thoughts?
I don't even know what the fuck that means.
No, like, you know what I mean? Like Game of Thrones was HBO, right? They were allowed to kind of run the show however they wanted to, didn't care about the amount of like nudity or, gore and violence and that kind of stuff. Obviously, that's less of an issue in this particular show just because they kind of get away with it anyways. But do you think that they're pulling any punches because of the fact that they're on Amazon as opposed to
I don't think so. I mean, if anything, the only punches that they do pull is like what you're saying, Stu, the product placements, and I don't know. I feel like it's kind of funny, just like a kind of chuckle thing where it's like, like they really worked that product placement in,
They haven't worked anything about Amazon in, have they?
Oh,
Right.
that would be the last. I would have to stop watching it. Quick,
Hey,
how are we
good
going to
thing
get
you-
this important piece that we need to defeat Homelander? Oh, here it is on
I can
Amazon.
just prime it.
I can get 2-day shipping. Oh, look, they have next day shipping available.
Oh,
I can pick it up now at an Amazon locker.
or you could get it right now with Amazon Train.
I don't know. I'm not as bothered by it. I think it's kind of funny whenever
Yeah,
they roll that kind of stuff in. But okay, all right. Any other thoughts before we jump over to our box office rundown for this week? No. All right. At number 1, Elvis with $31 million.
I didn't even realize that was out yet.
That just came out last week. So
Return of the King. Holy shit!
Right. And they were competing with The Black Phone, obviously, which is our movie of the week. At number 2, up from number 3 is Top Gun Maverick with $29.6 million, bringing its grand total in the U.S. to $520 million.
God damn.
I believe this is the highest grossing film for Tom Cruise, like of all time.
Yep.
At this point,
That is that's a big chunk of change.
Yeah. Biggest spicy meatball. All right, number 3, down from number 1, Jurassic World Dominion with 26.7.
I mean, good. It's down. Boo.
Bringing its grand total to $303 million.
That's like $302 million too much.
At number 4, our movie of the week, The Black Phone with 23.6. Number 5, down from 2, Lightyear with 18.1. Number 6, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness at 1.7. Guys, you can watch this as many times as you want. Just subscribe to Disney Plus.
Woo!
Why is this still doing in theaters? We need
because Pizza Papa always gets paid.
At number 7 is a brand new movie called Jug Geo.
Bollywood, right?
Yes, correct. With $725,000. Number 8, Everything Everywhere All at Once. And you bought this already on some streaming platform at this point.
Oh,
right?
I bought it on Blu-ray.
Okay.
He bought the HD cam recording of it.
I bought the googly eye edition, where the disc is the shape of a googly eye.
All right, number 9, the Bob's Burgers movie, 498,000. And number 10, The Bad Guys, down from number 6, 455,000. Falling out of the top 10 is number 11, Downton Abbey, and number 14, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Stupid British shows, movies.
Oh boy!
How many times can you watch people drink tea in a fucking ballroom?
I don't know.
Is that what that show's about?
I don't know. That's what all those British shows are to me.
Bridgerton drinking tea again.
Let us move to the other hall and we'll enjoy some tea in there.
I thought Marcel the Shell with Shoes wasn't releasing for another couple weeks, but it's number 13 on this list with 159,000.
Woo!
Ben, are you gonna go watch that?
It's A24. Does it say A24, David?
It does say A24.
Well, we're watching it, David.
No, we're not us.
They're going to kick us out if we don't.
Out of where?
They won't let us watch any other A24 films if we don't watch this A24 film, David.
Do you have?
David, put the shirt on. They're going to notice.
There's no video on this podcast.
They're watching. They're always watching.
Oh boy!
It's like anyone will do anything to make A24. It's really
That's
sad.
just sad.
All right. Any thoughts, questions, comments, concerns?
I'm just happy that Top Gun's doing so well.
Yeah. I'm a little sad that, well, I do agree that, but Lightyear was not the best, but what does this mean for Pixar films going forward? I don't know.
They'll be fine.
I hope so.
Maybe they didn't. They shouldn't have tried rebooting. Just get Tom Hanks in there and Tim Allen.
Tom Hanks
and Tim
Yeah.
Allen.
You got to bring them back in and be like, look, there's this clause we put in your contract 20 years ago. If we're in trouble, we're obligated to come back and make another movie.
Space Rangers have to save the galaxy.
Toy Story 5. Here we go.
Pixar Cinematic Universe, the PCU. All right. On to our movie of the week this week. Ben, do you have one, or do you need me to do it?
I did last week, right?
Okay. How about you, Stu?
I never prepare anything. You know
That's
this.
fine. I'll do it. Did you know that disco record sales were up 400% from the years ending in 1976? If this trends continue, then hey. By the year 1978, the year that future Hall of Famer and Laker legend Kobe Bryant would be born, Grease and Happy Days would go on to dominate the box office and set top boxes across the country. But for the town of Denver, Colorado, it was far from happy days, as a dark cloud hangs over the town as a mass kidnapper grabs his latest victim, Finney Shaw. Now stuck in Grabber's basement, all Finney can do is wait to die, unless he can be saved by his final lifeline, a black phone on the wall. Who's he going to call? Certainly it's not going to be the Ghostbusters.
Ugh.
All right.
What's that fucking Happy Days tie-in?
Yeah, there's so much going on in that first half.
Yeah, can we review that instead?
No.
The first stanza of that was all over the place.
Yeah, I don't know what the director was thinking.
I was trying to give everybody something that they wanted.
Who watches Happy Days here? When has anyone said anything related about Happy Days?
That was just the.
Come on, you say
A
"hey" all the time. Hey.
Hey! Wait, that's where it comes from?
Yes.
Henry Winkler. He's the Fonz.
All right. Thoughts on the Black Phone, Ben? Score and thoughts.
All right. Well, let me say that the child actors, every one of them, was a knockout performance. I gotta say, I thought I was honestly going to go into this movie like hating every second of it, but and especially when it deals with child actors, they were actually really good. The little girl stole every fucking scene she was in.
She was
holy
great.
fuck!
She was great.
When I got into my theater, I bought my tickets like an hour before, and I had like the full theater to choose from. So whatever, get in there. It was fucking packed. I don't know why. Tuesday fucking night, everyone is in there. But yeah,
$5, dude.
Oh, that's true, huh? Every scene that she was in, everyone was just like laughing their ass off, with everything she said. And not only that, it's just the delivery of her lines was so fucking good, I think she's going to have a lot of great roles coming up, so looking forward to that. The rest of the movie, I'm a little split on. I feel like this movie just did not have any kind of direction. It's almost like they put this in Star Wars or something. They're just
Put it in the Star Wars machine.
You let it go.
If only I could, but the pull on the Force is so strong on this. Oh my god! It felt like there's just so many things going on, and usually when I say this as a critique for a movie, it's a whole bunch of ideas kind of aiming in the same general direction. Like this one, I don't even fucking know like what the fuck they're going for half the time, you know? Like it's a horror movie. It's an okay horror movie. It's an okay like coming of age movie. It's an okay like suspense thriller. I can't make heads or tails of it. There were definitely some questionable scenes in there where I'm like, what the fuck is this for? You know? But I wouldn't. I'd be lying if I said that I didn't enjoy at least some of it, you know. So I gotta give it like a way like middle of the road 5 out of 10.
You would watch a movie a 5 out of? Would you watch a movie that's 5 out of 10 again?
I mean, I watched The Last Jedi, didn't?
Dude, actually, didn't you give that a 2 out of 10?
No,
Or
that
a 1
was
out of 10?
that's reserved for the Rise of Skywalker. Oh wait, no, I didn't even give it a 1. I think I gave it a 0 or something.
Oh yeah.
Okay, what about you, Stu?
I still don't agree with that. I think that needs to be flipped. I think those scores need to be flipped. But anyways,
A 0 upside down still a 0.
not if you put a slash through it. Then the slash is coming in from a different angle.
Coming from left to right instead of right to left.
Actually, I did kind of enjoy this movie. I was a little nervous when I saw the title card for Blumhouse or Bloomhouse, whatever, because I know that like they're kind of like the Star Wars of horror movies, where they're just kind of cranking them out, you know. So they have got like 1,000 movies on like Hulu, and it's like I don't even probably like 10% of them are okay, but you know this one, I enjoyed it. I think I know what Ben's talking about, where there's definitely some parts of the movie where it's like, is this really relevant? Do we or and why are we spending so much time on this when there's like other things we could be watching? But I think in general, I enjoyed it. I thought it was I think it could have done a little bit more on the horror side. It could have. I feel like Ethan Hawke was not explored enough.
Yeah, it felt like a waste. It really
yeah,
felt like a waste of his talent.
You definitely don't get to find his origin. Essentially,
I feel like The Room became more of the villain than Ethan Hawke was. So, I think it was it was kind of like a cool idea. They just didn't explore it enough.
Well, they definitely didn't have very much source material to kind of work from, because I think this is a short story, right? That was adapted from.
Yeah, I think
it's kind of like the. It reminds me of the movie. Was it Lights Out?
Oh,
where the concept's really, really good, but because there's not much source material, they kind of ad lib a majority of it. It's like, oh, you get a really good.
The real monster was mental illness.
All right, Stu, what's your score on it?
At least in this movie, they didn't pull any of that crap where it's like, oh, it's actually the Ethan Hawke was
his own inner demons all along.
Personification of ADD and or something. I don't know, something stupid. I don't know, something that kids get. I don't know.
Yeah, we're all haunted by the spirit of ADD.
He's a personification of an allergy towards peanuts. He has a nut allergy. It's personified by that.
Your son wasn't haunted by an evil spirit this whole time. It was actually just his diabetes.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So, I'm glad they didn't do anything like that. So I give it a 7.
Okay. I was probably somewhere closer to a 7. I was at a 6 for this one.
Shocker.
Well, what's between 7 and 5?
If I went first and I said 6, and then you said 5 and 7, then what? You would have said, "Oh, we booked."
Oh, we didn't. You didn't go first, so
you go last. What the fuck? Well, I don't think there's a single time you went first.
Because I'm the host, I let you guys be the stars of the show.
Well, then you would never be able to choose your fucking score first, huh?
I guess that's them. Them's the breaks.
With great power comes great responsibility, David.
Wow.
Your responsibility is for us to dunk on you for.
There's no responsibility here. All right. It's actually funny that Ben brings in a tie-in for Star Wars, which is their parent company. Lucas Arts is parent company is Disney, because Disney also owns Marvel, and Scott Derrickson was actually pegged to direct the Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness before he
I'm sorry,
was.
David. Can you stop using the word pegged because it's just bringing up childish thoughts?
I use that word on purpose for you.
He's like, oh yeah, this guy's getting pegged. Like, oh okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
he was picked to do Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and then he was removed, and then we got Sam Raimi instead. So that tie-in's actually kind of accurate. That Blumhouse is essentially emulating the same thing that Disney does, which is just throwing out as many properties out there, hoping to generate income and make more money on it.
I felt like
Essentially,
that was a lot of steps that you kind of like just jump through. You know, that's
no, it's
just
only
like,
one.
you know, from point A to AZ or whatever. Or
It was very easy
wow,
to do that.
wow.
Ben, shut up. But yeah, this reminded me a lot of kind of like Lights Out. They had a really good concept, and then towards the end, it's a little bit scattered. I wish they had expanded on some of the other stuff, like for example, the backstory for the grabber. That would have been great. But yeah, that's why it kind of was a letdown. But I think overall, for an experience, I kind of went into it not really expecting too much. I figured as long as Ethan Hawke doesn't have to speak Chinese, I think we'd be fine. So,
Wow, you're still hung
uh,
up on that, huh?
Is that a thing?
dude, it's really deep.
No,
It cuts
David
deep,
like
dude.
brought that up like a few fucking episodes ago, and he won't fucking let go of it.
It's hard to let go because he screwed it up so bad. How hard is it?
What movie was that?
It
It's
was
a TV.
Moon
It
Knight.
is from Moon Knight.
Oh, that's
He
right.
was, yeah. So,
She ni.
yeah. You can't say three words. Sorry. All right. Let's move over to our spoiler zone. I guess there's not really much to spoiler at this
phone.
point. What?
Spoiler phone.
Spoiler
Answer the
phone?
spoiler
Hello?
phone.
Hello.
Okay.
Oh yes, I'll take one. One spoiler, please.
All right, Ben. Anything you wanted to talk about in the spoiler zone?
Yeah. There was one other thing that kind of irked me. I know it's a small thing, but I felt like giving the title "The Black Phone" was kind of like the icing on the cake. That is this mediocre like birthday cake that you get from Vaughn's that you did not follow the instructions for and wonder why it came out like shit, you know. It like I felt like the black phone was not really like an integral part of the story, nor was it really like that interesting, right? I mean, it started breathing and shit, and just like brought up all these other characters that you don't really care about, and it's just like I felt like it would probably have been better to rename the movie to be after Ethan Hawke's character or something. You know, it's just like
No, the mask has already been taken, Ben.
what oh yeah,
The
well
grabber.
Jim Carrey.
yeah, I know. Why couldn't Jim Carrey be in this movie? You know,
Oh man. Jim Carrey as the
somebody
grabber.
stop him. uh, but yeah, there were just I don't know. I felt like there's just so much that was happening in the movie that just did not seem very important or interesting. Like, what was the point of what's her face even having those dreams? It didn't even really amount to anything, really.
It helped her find the house so that way she could get the detectives to show up, right?
But he escaped himself, so who the fuck cares?
She found the wrong house.
Yeah, they found the wrong
It's
house.
possible. Okay, I gotta ask, like, was I the only person who felt like the discovery by the brother that he was like, what was it that I couldn't figure out what the clue was that kind of had his aha moment? It just kind of flashed to him, and then oh, he's downstairs. What the hell was that?
Well, because he did
What?
kind of mention it like on his introduction where he was
Oh,
saying
that
like,
he was
oh
saying he has to be in this area because
yeah,
of
this
X,
this
Y, and Z
area,
reason.
it's got to be this, and I guess cocaine just like
Cocaine.
clicked into his mind. He's like, he was one of the more enjoyable parts of the movie. I gotta say, with his short amount of time, I did enjoy his part.
It probably amounted to like what, maybe a full minute worth of screen time for him.
Yeah, and to say that was like one of the higher notes of the film for me was,
It's
Tells
like
you something.
My brother sometimes comes home with like a writhing sack, and I'm just like, "What are you doing over there, bro?" And I just do another line of coke.
Turkey.
Then you
Yeah.
just coke one up.
Stu, I think Stu, that would have probably improved the movie to about an 8 at that point if he had
Yeah,
said
if
something
they
like
showed Ethan Hawke just dragging in like an unconscious kid, like who's like half out of a sack, and he's just like just high out of his mind watching
"What
it
is that? It's a
happen.
puppet."
I picked that hell a week to quit doing coke.
Another week to quit
Well, I
smoking
mean,
joints.
there was a huge opportunity to do that because Finn, what's his
Finny.
name? Finny,
Finny.
like escapes, right? Because he gets the code, and then he unlocks the thing, and then runs outside. There would have been a perfect opportunity for his brother to be sitting on the couch watching TV, and then he's just, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, whoa.
"Hey, I
Yeah.
got you another bag of Coke." "Okay, all right," and
Yeah.
then that's it.
So the ending of the movie was kind of weird for me too, because I felt like it was like it just sort of ends, you know?
That is brilliant.
That is, oh, call
What
me
do you mean?
Finn. And then, literally cut to black, roll credits. Like literally. It was a bit
What else?
jarring.
What other character development did you want to see, Ben? Him take the girl to a
Well,
dance, and
that's
they
exactly
go
it. It was
steady,
like that
and
that
then he
that's
becomes a serial killer after that himself.
no, that's exactly it. There was like nothing else that you really can grasp on with that movie. It's like, why even go to that ending at all? Just have them hugging in the driveway. That would have been a good ending. Like, why
End it
why
there,
why
yeah.
drag it on into high school, or just like,
Oh,
yeah.
because this is a story about being standing up for yourself, standing up to your bullies. It will help you build confidence.
Also,
Remember
wait,
that as an example, because he gets to walk to school and show everybody he's a badass because he was tortured for however many days on end, and he killed the serial
yeah,
killer
he earned it. He really earned that strut
for
for
sure.
being tortured.
Nobody needs to know that a bunch of ghosts of dead other people who are probably more capable than him were able to lay the path for him to be able to survive.
It
I
was
wanna I wanna know how the grabber managed to get that one guy who beat the shit out of like
Right.
that.
Oh, Robin, right? His
yeah,
Yeah,
that
friend.
kid was fucking badass. Holy shit,
Dude,
that was
yeah.
pretty fun.
I was so sad. He probably got what,
How did
6 or 7 minutes worth of screen time,
how did he get
all in total.
got? The
I don't
dude
know.
was like didn't seem like he suffered fools. So like I don't
Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty sick though. Like I said, I enjoyed all the kids' performances. They were all mint.
Mint and
Oh
right
my god, I
corny
actually
here.
had to stop myself from laughing when he was about to snap Ethan Hawke's neck or whatever, and the last line was, "Your arm is mint."
I think one of the things I liked about the movie, I did like how the interactions with the ghost kids
Hmm,
and how they were like although I feel like I don't know why they spent so much time on all these other kids that we never saw before, but
yeah,
like we they never showed the Bruce from the beginning of the movie, the baseball player guy. Like they
yeah.
never showed him like talking to him. They just had him talking to him.
They had like one line of interaction where he said like, "Oh man, you almost had me. Your
Yeah.
arm's mint." So that was it. And I did find that scene kind of confusing too, just because it was like they chose to like open with that scene,
Mhm.
and then like they immediately like as soon as the van shows up, it just like cuts to black, and then it's just like, oh, here's the
Here's
title
the next
crawl.
character.
It's just like, oh,
Right.
Yeah. But I liked how like how the ghosts are just kind of like there
mhm.
in the background, just
Yeah,
talking to him over the phone. I kind of like just visually how that looked.
yeah.
Um, it was pretty neat.
I did like that. Yeah, I liked all the interactions with him and the ghost. I just did not like. I don't know. It's like the whole phone part just fell kind of flat for me. It was very
Yeah,
shallow.
they it's like they touched on it like the grabber he says something like the phone doesn't work or whatever.
Yeah, I thought they were
But
gonna really delve into that because he mentioned it like 3 times throughout the
yeah.
movie. It's just like,
And I think that just ties into how it's like they didn't really explore the grabber as
hmm.
much as they should have.
Yeah, I really wish they did explore that more.
And
And
instead we got like a 2 minute scene of the daughter or the girl being beaten with a belt.
yeah, holy shit,
And I
that
was
was
like
kind of hard to watch
I was
just
like, I
because
don't know if we need to see this.
I
They
felt like she
probably should
really
have
sold.
ended. They should have ended the movie as he goes back like Finney goes home and he beats the shit out of his dad.
Yeah,
"That's
just
what you
takes the
get.
belt and just starts whipping.
Give me that." And then he turns it on him, and then he goes, "Okay, all right." And then he goes to school.
I
And
was
he's a
happy
badass.
with that. Yeah.
Although one thing I will say about that scene is because, like, typically I make no affront to thinking that the 70s were like the worst decade ever, just because you like everything you see in media is like always refers back to the 70s. There's always a scene like this. There's like a drunk dad or parent abusing their kid or something like that. But one thing I actually kind of liked about this scene, as much as you could like a scene about a kid being whipped with a belt, but it wasn't just that, this character was like, he's just being abusive, drunk, whatever he was, but you could actually kind of see that he was actually it was more that he was scared that his daughter was going to go down this path that their mom did.
Right.
And that was like his only way of like trying, like, that was like his way of trying to like prevent her from doing that, even though it's still, you're still
The wrong
not,
way to do it.
yeah, you're
right.
doing it wrong, but it was like that was like his primitive way of doing that. So
Well, that I was also kind of frustrated with that too, because they touch on that, and then she keeps having her dreams, and the dreams just don't really amount to anything. I felt like it was just a dead end, like a dead end of a story that lasted for like 30 minutes of this movie.
yeah,
Like I really wish they spent more time or gave it some sort of payoff, which I feel like it really didn't, except like, oh, here's a jump scare because you could see dead people or where the fuck it is, It's just like, oh, okay.
I did have someone in the theater scream out when when they first showed the ghost.
Oh my god.
This on a scale of like scary is probably the same way as those like slasher films are. It's like it barely counts, I feel like.
I would say slasher films are probably above this.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, Stu, I know that you watched the Netflix TV series like Worst Neighbor Ever? No, Worst Roommate Ever.
Yeah.
It kind of reminded me of a more more like movie version of this cinematographical. Is that
That's
a word?
I made that phrase like 2 episodes ago.
Cinematographical?
Something like that.
Okay, then I'm borrowing your phrase. Yeah, it's like that.
I think that should be a phrase.
Dramatized.
Cinematographical.
A movie version of a TV show. All right, that's what we're at. That's what we're aiming after.
Just
that's
say
what I feel
that.
like it is.
Just say that.
Yeah.
But then I don't get to say the word pegged.
Pegged.
Pegged. It's being pegged.
Hey, you know who my favorite British actor is?
Simon Pegg.
Why are you saying that, Stu?
Why do you say it like that? Peg. All right. Any other thoughts before we go ahead and wrap this one up this week?
There's got to be another Peg joke in there somewhere. I can't think of it.
Peg to differ.
Wow. Way to be mature.
Right.
I'll see myself out.
Yeah, I was going to say, Stu, you got to let the dad do the dad jokes, all right?
I'm going to go lock myself in the black phone room.
Wow.
All right, whatever. All right, so join us next week as we cover in our movie of the week, Independence Day, because it will be 4th of July, and we hope you guys have a happy and safe one. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe wherever you're getting your podcasts at. We're available on SoundCloud, Spotify, YouTube, Google, and Apple Podcasts. As always, I'm your host, David.
I'm Stuart.
I'm Ben.
Pegged. You were about to say pegged, huh? Oh my god. All right.
Don't
forget to also check us out on Twitch at twitch.tv/Dos and a Half Cincos. Don't forget to tip your Reiki Master. Stay safe out there, and we will see you guys on the next one. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Then you forgot to say peg.
Peg.